Okay, guys, so our third and last one is based on the ship Sonic A's, and that's basically short for Sonic Blaze. Sonic the Hedgehog, Blaze the Cat. Blaze the Cat, of course, was introduced in the Sonic Rush series and has really taken off ever since. She was in the very infamous Sonic '06 game, where pretty much she had sacrificed her life and all that, but that was a different Blaze and all that. People don't really count that whatsoever. And then, of course, she's been in other stories as well. She's been in Sonic Generations. I think she's appeared, or at least was referenced in Frontiers, or I think referenced in Forces, and so on. So she's been around for quite some time. She's been in all the crossover Sonic and Olympic games. She's been in Team Sonic Racing, I think. So she's been around, and she's played an integral part, of course, in the comics, both Archie and IDW primarily as well. But the question is, what is the situation with her and Sonic? Why are people so behind the ship and everything? Well, mainly because Blaze, she is a no nonsense princess, like a certain, princess that I mentioned before. But she's also from another dimension called the Soul Dimension, SOL. And she came to Sonic's world because her version of Eggman had taken the Soul Emeralds, which were her equivalent of the Chaos Emeralds, and scattered them about, so she had to go and find them, which caused her to cross paths with Sonic, and they became close friends, and ever since then, there have been, fans, going out of the way to try to expand on that, be like, okay, is there more and everything? Because I think it was, I haven't played the game in a long time, because I have both Sonic Rush games, Sonic Rush 1 and Sonic Rush Adventure, and that's thanks to Frank Hill. And basically, I think it's thanks to Frank Hill. Frank, correct me if I'm wrong. But basically, getting back to what I was saying, to get back to what I was saying, basically, like I said, I have to go back and play the games. But there was hints, I think, in the game that in the games that might be a little bit of an attraction. Not really, we're not really sure. But then I guess when you got into the later games and all that, they was kind of teased little hints here and there, but nothing significant. But then when you get to the comics, mostly with IDW, it's like they really played it up and everything as, those two, being an item and such, and or at least hinting at them being an item. There's a moment after one of the main arcs that they're going across, the world and everything together, and they're stopping on top of a clock, on the minute hand, I think, of a clock and everything. And Sonic's just giving Blaze a world tour of his world and everything. And basically, he's scouting around, thinking, okay, what can I, trying to find a place to eat. And he's holding her hand, and she's blushing a little bit, like, like, whoa. Like I think it kind of threw her off guard. But when you have a character blush like that, and I'm not trying to say anything offensive here, but usually that means that there might be like an attraction, like it's like they really really like this person, but they don't want to make it known because of the position. And Blaze is kind of that character to where she's like she really really likes Sonic apparently, depending on how you view it. But because she's a princess from another dimension, she's basically their equivalent of Sonic in her world. She can't, really, I guess you could say, settle down and make that kind of commitment. But there is something there, and she does help Sonic in IDW when he gets blasted into her world because he saved his world. She's the one that helps him remember who he is, and so on. But again, they have this interaction with each other in the IDW book, which is very cute and everything. And it looks like they're going to be paired off eventually real soon, because one of the covers of Sonic 76 from IDW has them on it, and it looks like they're going to get paired off probably very soon. We do have the hint that it's going to be Blaze and Silver helping Tangle and Whisper track down Mimic, but what Blaze does after that is up in the air. We can assume she's going to meet up with Sonic, and they're going to have something going on there storyline wise or within the story. So excuse me, but so yeah, they're obviously in the IDW book. teasing something there, or at least hinting at times of something there. And if it's not the IDW books or the games or something like that, or even small snippets, if you will, in the Archie book, there's also the fans. The fans have basically taken to this ship and they're like, excuse me again, they're like, yeah, these two need to be together. And primarily, it's kind of similar to the situation with Amy because, at first when people want Amy and Sonic to be together, it'd mainly be because, oh, they're hedgehogs, they got to be together. But now, again, as I mentioned earlier, it's more believable if they get together, not just because they're hedgehogs, but because, there's a dynamic now that's more believable between them. The same can be said here with Blaze and Sonic. At first, people wanted Blaze and Sonic to be together because essentially they're one and the same. Blaze, like I said, is, the Sonic equivalent in her world, or the equivalent of Sonic in her world, and everything except she's a princess. And, they feel like that's a match made in heaven. But, when you look at Blaze as a character, yeah, you could believe, maybe there is something between her and Sonic, in the long run. Because, as I mentioned, there are some hints, in the games, and I think even more so in the IDW book. Which is kind of cute and everything. It's nice to see that. And it's nice to see that Blaze is, Blaze is attracted to Sonic and everything. But again, like I said, she's, has this commitment of being the protector and the princess of her world. So she can't, really, make that other commitment of wanting to be with somebody, having a romantic life and everything, settle down and all that. But like I said, the fans have taken it to another level. Fans have done comics, which they've been dubbed and everything. Fans have done animations, SFM animations, 2D animations and everything. They've even done, like I said, they've even done animations and web comics that have been dubbed where, Sonic and Blaze are together and everything. And it's kind of cute. And they have a reasonable explanation, as to why they're an item now. So, yeah, fans have taken it upon themselves to kind of build off, where the games and the comics, if you will, both Archie, but mostly IDW, and the games primarily like Rush and Rush Adventure, and even the other ones have kind of, I guess you could say, kind of never wanted to fill the void yet, or kind of left open to interpretation, if you will. But yeah, fans do like this ship. They do like it, and they would love to see it become more than, what it is and everything. So yeah, have no issue with it whatsoever. If Sega ever decides, hey, we're gonna loosen up the restraints and we're gonna give Sonic a love life, and they decide that instead of Amy, which a lot of fans would like to see, or bringing back Sally, and because a lot of fans like to see that too, that instead they'll go the Blaze route and go and see how that works, see how that works in the long run. But yeah, it is a ship that fans like to see happen because of every hint and acknowledgement and hint and clue and stuff shown in the other media that I mentioned, as well as what they're interpreting in their own special works that they've done that you can see across YouTube and DeviantArt and all these places. But that's all I can really say, guys. And let me know what your thoughts are on the Sonic Blaze ship. Do you support it, or do you think it's just something that gets teased but nothing will come of it significantly? Let me know your thoughts. Love to hear them. Let me know. Love to hear them, guys. But what are your thoughts?